And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Profile Pod TV. Andy Anatomical here. I will be your host once again for this episode of the Profile Pod. And like always, right? Glad to be here, excited. And we have a special show in store for you today. We have a very special guest who is a dear friend of mine. So before we get to our guest and we get to the meat and potatoes of everything, we get to brass tacks. Always want to do the shout out segment. Okay, well, there's individuals who are very supportive of the podcast, and we are, always we're always grateful. We're always grateful for those who support us and who show love all the time. So first, I want to give a shout out to Arnold Ramirez and Giselle Ramirez, the Ramirez family out of Simi Valley. You guys are the best. Thank you so much for showing us love here on Profile Pod TV, as well as 90s Galore podcast. Since the beginning, you guys have been there. So really, thank you guys. Hope you guys are doing well. So also want to give a shout out to Hector Aguilar of the Cool Kids Table podcast. And this one's more about myself showing appreciation to Hector because he does a great job with this podcast. If you want to check out a good podcast, check out the Cool Kids Table podcast. That's with Hector Aguilar. And you keep up the good work, Hector. You're doing a great job, man. Really enjoy your podcast. So you guys check that out as well. So also, don't forget, if you guys want to be a guest featured on Profile Pod TV, shoot me an email or, shoot me a DM on Instagram so we can, get you on here. Let's get you on here. I'm a man of the people. I want to help others out, promote what they're doing. And, I want to help myself out, of course. Let's help each other out. So let's get you on here and get you some promotion and have fun with it. Let's have fun, man. This is fun. This is fun to me. So, like I said, let's collaborate. And we have some really cool guests coming up on the Profile Pod in the near future here, starting next week. We're on every Thursday. Okay, we're on every Thursday, and sometimes we go live. Like right now, we're live, and sometimes we don't. Sometimes we record the episode, and then we'll stream it live later on. So, again, shoot me a DM there on the ticker on Instagram at Profile Pod TV, or an email, theprofilepodtv@gmail.com. So let me know if you guys want to come on. Okay, love to have you on. Always excited about having unique individuals on the Profile Pod. So as for today, we have a special episode, ladies and gentlemen. This young lady launched her podcast. I'm sorry, not her podcast, her website. She just launched her website recently, had a soft launch last week. So she's been running her business, though, for X amount of time. We'll get to the bottom of that. I want to say it's not too long, but nonetheless, she is here to talk about her business, Penelope Ray's Boutique. And we scheduled this a few months back. So it's to have this day finally come here and have her on the show is truly something that is awesome because, like I said, we've been looking forward to this. Okay. So without further ado, our guest for today from PenelopeRaysBoutique.com is Rachel Loera. Ray, how are you?
Hi, guys.
How are you?
I didn't even know that happened right now. I had to move locations in between that. I was like,
You had what? I'm sorry?
Move locations from where I was.
Oh. Well,
as you know, was bad.
Well, I'm glad we got you on here, Ray. I'm sorry. We were having I was having technical difficulties before, but I got everything straightened out. I am so excited to have you here. How are you?
Good. How are you doing? I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for having me. I'm honored to be here. I know we've known each other for a long time, but I mean, it's good to catch up, especially through social media during these times.
Oh, no. Thank you for being here. I am honored. It's a privilege. I was just mentioning how like we had scheduled this. Oh, there you go. I like that. We had scheduled this. I don't know, a few months back, and here we are, May 21st. And it's a trip. How time flies. It really does. You think. We're 2 months ago. We're like, oh man, it's May 21st. So far away, right? So far away from.
It was so far away, and I was just like, okay, he mentioned it. Like, that's great. I'm going to hope for it, but I'm going to mark it down. When you gave me a date, I put it on my planner, and I was like, okay, we'll see. And as time got closer, it was like, okay, this is really going to happen.
Yeah.
Like it was so surreal, and you're just like, is it really going to happen? Like, yeah, it's really going to happen. And then this week, I'm going to tell you, like, it flew by. Right. Like usually my weeks, especially lately, because of everything, they've been dragging a bit, but I keep myself busy, and this week just flew. And I'm just like, oh my God, it's here already. Let's get set up. And because everyone who knows me, I kind of run on my own time. So I gotta be on time, and I was ready. I was like, I gotta be here. Let's go.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's definitely a trip, right? It's a trip. And being on this whole quarantine thing, I don't know about you, but it seems like it's just like some kind of time warp. I can't believe 2.5 months have gone by, and
that's crazy.
It's crazy.
And
right?
I'm not an introvert, so it's like I need to get out. Like I can stay home, and I'm fine working from home. I'm fine being home, relaxing, but I gotta get air. Like I feel like I'm being suffocated. Like take me for a walk. I don't know. Like.
I'm more introverted than extroverted, Ray, but still, I got to get out of the house. What's that?
So you've been quarantining this whole time. What you been doing this whole time in quarantine?
I know, right? But no, even then, I still have to get out of the house. I can't take it.
Yeah.
I go on walks, on hikes, and I do whatever I can to.
I did see that, your hikes. I saw your hikes with your daughter that you do with her bundled on there.
Yeah. Thank you. It's so yeah, just got to find stuff to do and stay productive and everything in between. But no, you know what? Every day is an opportunity, regardless. And like Einstein said, in the middle of great turmoil lies opportunity. So it's all about what you do with it. Your attitude is important. And, right. It's all about your disposition and how you view it.
I think this gave everybody an opportunity, because we've all said at one point or another, like, I want more sleep. I want to spend more time at home. I want a day off. I want to, have a weekend and have that extra day. I don't want to go to work today. I want to work from home. And now we've kind of like been thrown into it. It's like, I hope everyone kind of taking it and, running like with it. And after this, hopefully everyone appreciates the time that they do spend more so with their loved ones, or appreciate like the kids going back to school and having that quality time, to yourself even.
Absolutely.
So, and just appreciating when you do have the times, aside from getting together for like a birthday or, any other like holiday, like when they get together, I hope that they get together and they appreciate and are grateful for that time,
Absolutely. You bring up a great point.
Yeah. So we asked for it. We got it. Didn't really ask for it at that moment, but we got it. It's just kind of, you got to take advantage of things like in this situation. So
yes. It gives you a different perspective on life, on things, certain things, right? What's important, what the little things, the details. So, but yeah, again, I'm glad you're making the best of it, Rachel. And so how's everything been? I know you had your soft launch.
I did. I soft launched on my birthday on April 24th. I soft launched, and then it was only supposed to go until May 3rd, just to work out and see everything that was happening on the system to make sure it was working efficiently. And now it's time to like work out all those quirks and get everything rolling and everything. Like we only listed a couple items and it was only pertaining to the boutique, like the little girls items. But I have so much more. Like I do event planning and I do weddings and do birthday parties and I do party supplies, but that wasn't featured on there. You only see part of that on my Instagram. And I want to be able to share those ideas and those events and share those people's stories. You know, my clients have stories and those celebrations, and I'm able to show that and showcase it through them. So I want to be able to put that on there as well. So this is just like, I only listed the boutique items, the little girl items that I have, like the hair bows, the tutus, like here, just to get the point of sales, just to see if it was all working out. And now it's time to fix all that. And I extended because I did get a lot of DMs. So I'm glad that, one, we launched it during quarantine time. So if there's no, better time, it was now, because to be honest with you, I kept pushing it off. I was scared. Who isn't, you know? And I just got to a point like, you know what? I have dates in mind, and those are special dates to me. Like my salon was on my birthday. I was like, if you're going to do it, you're going to do it. Do it now. And I did. And it's just like, I'm great. I'm going to officially launch the website. Is going to be on June 23rd. So, and it's going to showcase everything. So little by little, I'm going to be dropping, I'm going to be showing like the events, the party supplies, the little things. And then I am going to launch a tea line too. So like the sarcastic teas for adults. So it's not just little kids. So there's so much more that's not on there that will be on there when the site actually launches. So.
So yeah, no, that's exciting. And so basically, I think it was more of a trial run for you, right? The soft launch, and then you kind of you gathered all your data, your information, and you observed.
It's a lot.
Yeah, and then so now you're going to work out the kinks, right? And I think like I said, iron everything out, and then come June 23rd, you're going to launch full scale and be ready to go. So that's exciting. That's exciting. Now you mentioned your tea line, Ray. Is that going to be your own apparel, or are you selling? What's the line about? What is it?
No, I'm going to go through another site, but it's going to be linked to my website. It's just sarcastic teas and things for adults, because I'm a little sadistic, I guess. Like I like sarcastic teas. Like the tea line is going to call Tease Me, just a little play on words.
Okay. So it's just, that's cool.
Yeah, so it's going to be there for adults. I may go into a kids line later, but it's a lot. But I really want to focus on that after I get my other categories up. And then that's just kind of an idea I had, and why not throw that into there? Because it's one of my ideas. It may not work, but you never know until you try. So, and absolutely. I'm done with fear. I'm done not trying, because it's just, fear just holds everybody back. And it's just like, you never know until you fail. And it's not just a failure, it's you learning, it didn't work. Maybe this will work next time, or maybe it didn't work during that time period, so
exactly.
You never know until you try. And that's like one of my biggest regrets. It's just like, just do it. There's never a right time. There's never.
Exactly. Take action.
You wait and you just push it off and you push it off. And that's why, like, one of my takeaways is just like, just do it. Just start. If you have an idea, just go with it. Ask questions. That's what I did. Yeah.
And you know what, Ray, I don't know if I mentioned earlier that we're talking about your website, PenelopeRay'sBoutique.com. Ladies and gentlemen, like I said, I wasn't sure if I mentioned it earlier, but your website, it's you have your own Instagram page where you market the website, you advertise. And so before we go into any further, I want to let the people know that we go back, you and I go back about 20 something years now.
Oh, you're aging me, Andy. You're making
hey, I'm older than you.
Old.
I'm sorry.
Lots of years.
But you were super young back then. I was, that was.
You're in high school. Well, you were out of high school.
I was out of high school. Yeah, I'm the elder statesman here, but I'm okay with that. But I would share the story where the time. And by the way, I want to welcome I see we have some viewers. Welcome the viewers here. If you'd like to post a comment, join in on the comment section, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to ask Ray a question later on, I can post the comment or the question, and then you could be on the show. So just wanted to put that out there.
I'm on a little bit of a delay on the chat part, but I will respond. So I am on there. It's just I see that my delay, and I think it's from me moving spots. I'm not sure, but I will respond to you guys. So
there you go.
On.
Yeah, exactly. So I wanted you to share about the story about when you almost freaking died with my brother and like three other people, right? This was I won't say years or anything, but this is
okay. So I was in high school, and I think we had conflicting years because you say it was 98. I think it was 97 or 96.
I want to say, yeah, you were super young. I mean,
and kids don't do this. Listen to your parents. I did not listen. My parents were out on the weekend, and their teenage kids are at home, and me and my sister decided let's take the van. So we borrowed my parents' van and met up with
right? Borrowed, quote. We've all been there. Oh shoot. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
And you know what's funny is because when I was younger and people brought up this story, I used to cringe, like, oh, like no. But now it's funny now, but not at all. And
oh jeez.
My sister and I borrowed my parents' Astro maroon van, and everyone at school knew like that was like they're the Loeras, they're like Rachel or Laura or Jesse, someone's telling me, so it was all of us kids, and my younger sister was a good one, so that's why I didn't name her on that. But so we borrowed the van when they were out, and I don't even know where my younger siblings were, but me and my older sister took it, and we met up at, I think, a house party. I want to say it was in Fontana. I have no idea. We went to some house party.
Something.
And BB was there, and Gus was there.
My brother Peter. Gus was there too?
Yeah, Gus was there. No, not your brother Gus.
Oh,
Andrade.
Gus Andrade. So, shout out to Gus Andrade.
It was me, my sister, Laura, Peter, or BB, Gus, and you know what? I cannot, and I apologize. I don't know who the third person was. I don't remember. But there was somebody else in the back because there was we took out that middle seat. And so it was just like the front, that space. If you guys remember Astro vans, and it had like that back seat, so it was like all that room.
Right.
Well, anyways, we went to a rave up in the mountains. I don't even know what mountains it was. Like it was somewhere in Fontana because I remember coming down Sierra.
Yeah.
Like we went up to a rave in the mountains, and this is after it was done. I guess we were all leaving, or maybe just a couple of us were leaving, but it was before like the crowd started leaving.
I see.
And we leave, and keep in mind, I was probably like 16, 17. I didn't really have driving experience. I did around Rancho, you know, like you just drive the streets and you drive everywhere because I did not have my license at this time.
No
I
license.
had my permit, but yeah. So you cruise the streets and the side streets where you can go when no one can see. Those times.
Right.
So I never had experience driving in the mountains on side of roads, dirt roads at that, one way, like it's only one car.
One lane highway,
so,
whirling roads and in the pitch black dark mountains.
This is how inexperienced we were coming down the mountain on a one way.
Oh my gosh.
I'm pushing the gas pedal, not knowing you could just coast. And we all start feeling the gravity of pull us. You could feel you're going too fast. And I'm trying to stop, pump the brakes, but you can't really, because now we're going, we're catching, the air. And we're just anyways, we're speeding now, and not too fast. I know we weren't going 5, which we should have been. I know we weren't going 10. We
Faster
were going
than what you should have been.
Yeah, we weren't going at all what we
You
should have been.
shouldn't have been going that fast. The speed you were traveling at.
We got to a point where it's like you turn like the cliff side, and keep in mind it's a mountain and it's one way, and we turn and it's all dirt. And then if you look to your right, it's just like a cliff, like it goes down like a hill.
Oh man!
Well, as soon as I turn, my van gets to the end of it, and we couldn't go anywhere. Like it caught us, and it's just like you feel us like this, and then you just feel it turning,
tipping,
and then we start sliding.
Oh shit!
So we start sliding, and eventually we slid into a rock or something, but that kicked it off because as soon as we hit like a rock, we started rolling.
Wait, so you rolled?
Me and my sister had our seatbelt on. We just see them. Like I remember flashing back and seeing them tumble around. Like they were like in a dryer, just like bouncing. They didn't have their seatbelts on. You know, none of us jumped out of the car when it was going to happen. Well, they couldn't jump out because they were on the side of that, you know, where the cliff was. So we're just tumbling.
Jesus.
At some point, another rock catches us, like a big ass boulder, stops us, and we landed right side up. And we start coming out of the car. The boys start pulling us because me and my sister got stuck in the seatbelts. Thank goodness we had great friends because those boys, like, they start yanking us from our seatbelts, like, because they could have just left us, you know, and been like, I'm saving myself, you know. But
yeah, right.
They were pulling us out, dragging us. It's all dirt. So we ended up getting out somehow, climbing back up the hill, and it's dirt. So it's like coming down with us. It's almost like a dream.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. What time of night was this?
After the rave. So it was probably in the morning.
Probably 1 or 2 in the morning, maybe.
We probably, because we were all younger. So I doubt we're all supposed to be out.
Right. It's just a bad situation.
Yeah, and it's just like, so yeah,
how scary was it?
Cars ended up stopping at like the hill, like because people seen us rolling. Yeah. They stopped. All 5 of us got in random cars. Like I don't even know who I was with, but everybody went to Kaiser Hospital. All of us ended up showing up there, and
I remember.
Thankfully, somebody was watching over us a little bit because the only person who had gotten cut was BB.
Yeah, my brother. Yeah.
He was the only. He had like staples in his head, and I think it was the worst for all of our parents because I know my parents received a call and they just say your daughters are at the hospital. They didn't say like we were hurt. They didn't say we were alive. They're just like you gotta come. So like I know that all the parents were stressed and worried and.
I think this was Rachel. I want to say this like 95, 96. Because I had a little bit more clarity on this story right now. I remember that I was home from the Navy for a weekend.
Yeah.
I was home. This was like, it had to be like 95, 96. So I remember, I don't know how but this is before cell phones and all that, of course. And I found out you guys were at the Fontana Kaiser. So I rushed over there, and I'm like, holy shit. And but you guys seemed distraught, obviously, but nobody was in an emergency room. Nobody was critically injured.
Like we're with people that some were our friends, some weren't, because they were just people we're partying with up the hill. But like but I don't even know. Like even now I'm kind of frazzled about it. Like we were with complete strangers, but still everybody had a concern for us and were there for us, thankfully, because nowadays, like, I don't know if they would be.
Gosh, I know, right? That was a scary scenario. I just wanted to, that's a story for the ages right there.
But that's how Andy and I met.
Huh? Say again?
So that's how we met.
Yeah, I know. We met at the Kaiser Hospital waiting room, I think. Was the van totaled?
Yes, it was. It was. You know what? Okay, so we ended up going. I think that next weekend because we had to go take a look at it. We went up. The van was totaled, and it was shot up. Like people had shot at it, and the only thing keeping it from. We were all lucky because we got stopped. It was a boulder that kicked off our rolling. And then it was another huge boulder that stopped us, thankfully, because a few feet, I think I want to say like less than 10, probably 2 rolls dropped. The cliff dropped. So it was no longer sliding. So if we had like bounced off that boulder and rolled like another time, maybe twice, we definitely all would have unfortunately passed. You know, like it's that scary to realize that boulder stopped us and saved our lives. Because another 10 feet, it was straight cliffside. And we dropped. We ended up sliding 150 feet or tumbling. When they measured it and they told us, they said from the time we turned, like that slide and that tumble, we dropped 150 feet.
Holy man.
It didn't seem like it, but
150 feet.
Yeah. 150 feet where we were.
I'm gonna I'm gonna bring the story back up to BB. Hopefully he watches this.
Was with us because I don't even recall.
Yeah, that's a crazy story. So we're glad you're here. You made it. You know, I know you think back at these stories like, damn. I mean,
those emotions. To my parents and not borrow that car.
Yeah, right. But you get those emotions kind of come back, huh? Like you start going back into those moments. You're like, you remember how you felt, like how scared and how emotional everything was, and you start reliving that. Anyways, but thank you for sharing.
It was, and I mean, luckily we were all safe. I know that like everyone was concerned. We had great support system and family and friends that were there, and people who you would have thought never be there were there. Yeah, so that's exciting. Luckily, nothing happened because we could have broken some bones. We could have the boys because the windows popped out could have fallen out the car.
Oh my god!
You know, like everybody, like we were definitely kept in a bubble of safety. So that's for sure. Like, fortunately, sorry, baby, but the only thing that happened was his cut on his head.
Yeah, no, I hear you. It could have been so much worse.
Yeah,
but thankfully,
we were definitely blessed and watched over from considering when you look at all the aspects that played into it.
Yeah,
we have no business. Right?
Oh, jeez. But
sorry, Dad, broken your van.
Shout out to Mr. and Mrs. Loera. Huh? But you know, so fast forward, you know, the 2016. Yeah. Okay, so let's kind of shift gears now. Now we're talking. So you shared with me how you started PenelopeRaceBoutique.com. So go ahead and share with us how things kind of came to be and with your website and your business, and how this whole idea, how you spawned this whole idea with your business.
So let me take you guys back, and actually like 2012, 13. My friend had a business and she did farmers markets, and she had a website that her other friends helped her through, and I just started helping her through it. So like with stuff, I went to her events with her, I helped her with that, and I would help her make some of her products. But through that, so let me take you back even further. I actually, a piece of my story that I don't really share more often, but does, I guess, need to be heard. I was in a domestic violence situation, and situation with someone who became psycho after our relationship. And it was a very traumatic time that lasted years. And I have I get anxiety and I get stress, and like that's why you see like I'm very outgoing, but I like cover my bases. Like I tell everyone where I'm going. I like would send them text, make sure you're there, like stuff that you should be doing anyway, but I take it like a next step further. Like I have like tools by my bed in case something happens or someone breaks in. Like I have all those what if scenarios because of a certain situation that happened to me in the past. So now fast forward, I'm helping my friend with her boutique, but I realized like I started making things with her, but it took away that anxiety and that stress for me that I had, that I didn't even realize because I didn't know what it was, to be honest with you. I just knew like I had these like emotions, inside me, and I didn't know where they came from. You don't, until you focus on yourself, you don't realize stuff like that. And it's still like emotional for me to this day. But it's like that helped me, You know, I didn't realize. Yeah.
No, you're fine.
Sorry, guys. So
You're
like,
fine, Rachel.
like helping her make those items, or helping her with her business,
Right.
help me find a way to take care of my stress or my anxieties and my internal battles.
You kind of you were realizing as you were helping her, that thing, the stress and the anxiety was minimizing, and you realize, oh wow, okay, this is something that that I really enjoy, and it takes my focus away from other things. So I got you. Okay, go ahead.
Like I would really do it. Like I've always loved having and doing parties for like my family and my friends, or being a decorator, or being like at work, I was like the designated decorator, you know? And it's just like, even at home, like I would be like, oh, I'll do it. But I was always creative in that sense, and I've always enjoyed it. But I didn't realize that while I was doing that, like I was helping myself. And sometimes like you don't even know what it is. Like I do recommend anybody who's out there who goes through trauma to seek help. I mean, it's scary. Nobody wants to seek help. Nobody thinks like it's for them. They think they can overcome it, but it's not easy and it's hard, you know? So it's just like, but I like, and you don't know what's going to work. You don't know what's not going to work, what is going to work, but that worked for me and I was good at it. And I liked it, you know?
So it was therapeutic for you.
Oh, very much so. And it's just like that kind of, and I had 2 little nieces who are teenagers now, but they loved it. And I started doing things for them because they're not really girly, but they liked it when you made the tutus or the hair things for them. You know? And then I started working at work, like friends of mine would ask, like, can you make this for me? Can you do this for me? And I was like, okay, yeah, sure. So I did it for them. And then my friends at work encouraged me, like, because they have like this every year, twice a year, they have like this big boutique. So everyone could come and sell their stuff. So I would make stuff. And it was like, so during the year, I would start prepping and healing at the same time. But didn't realize that's what I was doing at the time. I didn't know. I just knew it was helping me with a piece of what I went through, you know, but I didn't pinpoint that until later, you know? And if you seek help, they can help you with all that. So I didn't realize that till later. And then, so I started doing that, and I just started gaining like popularity, and people started knowing about my business in the city, like, you know, around. So I started doing the farmers markets. You know, and that helped. So that's how it started. But in 2000, so my name, or the business name, was already thought up because my friends and family call me Ray, you know. So, and Penelope was my Vegas name.
What is your, what is Penelope? Your what name?
My Vegas name.
Oh,
when I went to Vegas.
Your alias?
Oh, okay. I have a Vegas name. I know you do.
Oh,
nobody used their real name. I don't know.
Oh.
So I
Paco.
Find them. And
Paco's mine. No.
And it became Penelope Ray. What was yours?
Paco. No. Okay. No, I didn't go to Vegas enough to. You know,
so it was like something I didn't even remember it. I just started saying names and didn't know who I said it to, but that one stuck. Yeah. I think I stole it from my friend Maggie, but I loved it. So
I always thought it was like your first name or something. I thought Rachel might have been your middle name or something, and Penelope was your first name.
No, everybody, like my family and friends, that's how I know. Penelope. Like if I heard someone yell like Ray, I'm like, oh, they know me, you know. So when it's Rachel, you know, like Rebecca, I'm like, oh hi, you know. You kind of switch.
That's good. Okay.
So, yeah. Anyways. So that's how that started. And then in 2016, I got let go from my job, and that kind of like just spun everything, you know, like, because I think that held me back too, because I'm like, it was a side hustle, you know, and
exactly.
It was something I liked, something that helped me, something that like I was doing on the side. I'm constantly busy.
It was fun.
So it was my side hustle. And then I still didn't even launch it fully then in 2016. I kind of didn't know what I wanted to do because I was always consumed with work. Always. I worked for a payroll company and we were constantly busy. There was no time, so when I did work on items, it was here and there, and I didn't fully focus on it because I've always kept it as a side hustle. But like, and a bit of it was fear. A bit of it was fear. I was scared to actually do it because then that means it's real, and I actually have. I'm going to be accountable, and it's intimidating. It's really intimidating, and some people want to get their T's and I's dotted and crossed, and it's just like. You can't. You kind of throw yourself into it. I do with everything else, and I'm really spontaneous. It's like, why am I not with this? Why am I so hesitant with this? So I kind of had the freedom after that in 2016 to kind of do what I want. So I played with the business, but I didn't fully go into it until 2018. So it was a long time coming. I didn't really focus on it, and when you have an idea, I could have done this a whole lot earlier. Who knows where I would have been? But you can't look back on the past and been like, shoulda, coulda, woulda.
No,
it doesn't do anybody justice for agonizing over items like that. All you could do is, that's why I tell people, just show up and start. That's all you can do. You're going to learn from your failures, and they're not exactly failures. They're things that you learned that didn't work and what to do next time.
Yeah.
So I started the Instagram 2009 last year. So I started, I actually went, I got my federal ID number. I got my wholesalers. I started making everything because I was like, okay, this is going to be legit. Like, I want this.
Yeah. Right.
So, and then I started to Instagram because everything was going social media. Like, that's just the way times are going. Yeah. And then this pandemic started, and it's just like kind of threw me into it.
Right. No.
It's like, you wanted to go here. So I kind of got like shoved into it, and it's kind of good because it doesn't allow me to overthink it, too much.
Right.
So that's how it came to be, and then soft launch, and now it's going to be officially launched, and now I'm just kind of doing out everything and testing out all my ideas. So. No,
that's great. That's awesome. I'm congratulations on the website.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Penelope Ray's Boutique, if you could specify what services and products, exactly everything that you provide under that Penelope Ray's Boutique umbrella.
So my main focus is telling everybody else's stories or sharing their stories, and that's through my event planning. So I did go to school and became certified, so I am an event wedding planner. I did my sister's. I've done other ones that I will post, so you guys will see more of it.
So you do, yeah.
Website. So I do like connecting. I like that connection with people, so I think I thrive off of that too.
Awesome.
Is making their realities, making their dreams, making their impossible visions come to life.
Awesome.
So that's like showing up and doing that and taking away all those stresses, all those like moments for them, taking that on for them. And being in control of that for them. Just, I want to give them that peace of mind that I got you and I got this. So I do weddings, I do events, I do parties anywhere, big and small. I do backyard house parties. If you just need the party supply just for the decoration, if you need the day up, and just like, I can handle this, I got this, I'm after my own stuff. So like, I've had people like that, they're like, but I don't want to worry about anything the day up because they want to be a host. They want to sit down and enjoy and be with their family. Well, then I could be there for the day or just the moment or to help you set up, just give me the details and I got you. So that's where it stems from. And then I have the little girl items that comes from my story that helped me get over or still actually, working through. So, and I do, because there's a lot of little baby boys being born. My nephew just came home from the NICU yesterday.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Congratulations.
So I need to start a boys line.
Yeah, there you go.
So, so I have that, and then
that's awesome.
So I have little girl items if you have at reasonable prices, because I know out there's just like even online, you could get like the same bow I'm selling for $15, I want to be reasonable because I mean, I want it, but not at that price, you know, but I'm also not going to lower the standards or the quality of the items as well. So I've been grateful enough to find vendors and work with amazing people. And that's through me being so curious and asking around and asking my own vendors, like, hey, help me out here. And a lot of people, you know, in this business, it's hard, especially in apparel and online boutiques. And if you're selling a product, it's hard because nobody wants to share. They're like, no, because you're going to take that from me. You know, I don't want my clients to become your clients. And it's just like, can't we all share? You know, it very much so is, but I don't have a problem. It's just like when you go to a job, you're not going to learn unless someone shows you.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
So I don't mind showing or sharing or providing some insights unless, I mean, it's contractual. You can't. So, but other than that,
exactly.
I'm an open book about anything. So there's things I obviously hold dear in private, but if you have a question for me, I'm more than happy to answer or share or give you my thought process or how it worked or how I went about it, what worked, what didn't work.
Of course. So you've and talk a little bit about the charity piece that you deal with as part of you know, Penelope Ray's Boutique.com. I know you do a lot of charity stuff.
Yeah.
So go ahead and tell us about that a little bit.
I actually, because of my story and my situation and what's helped me, I want to give back. And I know I'm not big right now, business wise, but when I do, obviously it would be a bigger, you know, donation or sharing. But what I do get and what I do have, I give back or want to give back. And that's a piece of it because nobody, because of my, like I said, my situation, I want to give back. If some, let me touch on this. It was one cop from Rancho Cucamonga, Deputy Dorda, who actually took my case, combined everything, and ended up getting everything done for me. If it wasn't for him, I honestly don't believe that I would have been alive today. So I want to say thank you. I feel like I owe him my life, and I don't, like, that's a regret for me because I don't even think he knows.
Deputy who, I'm sorry?
Deputy Dorda.
Oh, Dorda, okay.
D-O-R-T-A. Like,
awesome.
He's like in the back of my mind. Yeah. So it was one cop and the House of Ruth. Yeah, them in the House of Ruth that actually helped me with everything that I was going through during that time.
Gotcha.
And they're nonprofit. You know, so, and they have people who volunteer and do this because of their situation or their story. And if it wasn't for them, I honestly don't believe that I would be here today giving back and paying it forward as well. So, and people who do volunteers or do donate usually have a story behind it, or they do it because it hits them. It hits their heart. They're related or connected to it one way or another. Otherwise, they're more hesitant to participate and donate. Like in April, I donated to Autism Speaks. I have a nephew with autism, and I have friends that have kids who have autism. So it does hit me. Like I'm connected. So it's kind of hard because there's a lot of nonprofits out there that you kind of just gotta pick one. So I have to do research and pick one that I feel like is kind of not worthy because they're all worthy, but it's just kind of like I have to make a list because next time I know I did them, I want to get back to another one. You know? And all you can do is give back. I'm just giving back what I was given. And I'm doing it not just to the same nonprofit, but to all. So if I can, and eventually I want to get to a point where I'm doing so well that half of my proceeds go to nonprofit. Every month there's going to be a nonprofit or a cause to donate to every single month. So, and in March was a St. Baldrick's. So for cancer research,
you mentioned that.
I had an uncle who was actually gonna shave his head for it, so we donated toward that, and did our proceeds toward that. And so I try to put that on the website too. All sales, like I even had it 1 week for the autism, like all sales this weekend, even though half my proceeds that I get collectively through the month go there, I focus the weekend that all of it goes. all of it, not just half from the month. It's like all that whole weekend, all of it goes there. So those are great things and great to motivate. And it just makes me feel like you're helping. I may not be there physically. I may not be there, you know, in the mix of it, but at least I can help something. So if that's the one way, then let's do it. And that's all you can do.
Good for
One
you.
step at a time.
Right. No, good for you. I think that's awesome. I think that's admirable, and you have such a big heart to do that. I know you mentioned, you know, you said I'm not big right now, or you know, I think that's you know, besides the point. The fact that you have the heart to donate, you're actually donating and giving to a worthy cause like that. I don't care if you're giving away a penny, you know. Good. Yeah, I think that's a beautiful thing, and good for you. And I admire you for that, and I congratulate you for that. And that's awesome, because you know, not a lot of people do that, and regardless of what their financial situation is, you know, they just don't you know, they don't give to causes like that. I wish, you know, we could see more of that, but good for you. I'm really you know, it's nice to see that you're doing that.
Yeah, so every penny, like you said, helps. Like every penny counts. Like 1 + 1 = 2. You know, so you know, it starts to build. And let me tell you guys, I'm starting off, like it's been a long time in the making, but I don't make that much. I'm still working. I'm still in the beginning stages of everything. But what I do get, I do give forward. I feel like those are like blessings received and blessings put out. You know, so. Yep. I've been fortunate enough and blessed to have a great family and a great support system of family and friends who are there to support me in this, because without them, I wouldn't be able to do what I do for all of you.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So Ray, talk about some of the challenges you've had to overcome starting your website, starting your business. You've already touched on a few, but what are some, you know, a couple that you know, give some, specifically that you've had to overcome to get where you're at today?
There's a lot, like I said, like there's so many people selling ideas, kind of like, well, I will give you this, or come check out my YouTube, and you know, I'll give you the list for this and help you sell this. This is how you start your business. This is how you brand. This is how you sell product. This is how you drive clients to your, and it's just like that. Those are all great points. None of them get to the point, because I've seen them all. I've read them all. I've watched them all. And my heart will tell you that I go on YouTube and I'll be stuck on that thing for hours. And I'm like, they never said it. You know, they didn't tell me. Or I'm reading these whole books and highlighting. And I'm like, but they didn't tell you. They're not going to tell you how. Right. You got to figure your work. You got to do it. So you need to show up and you need to figure it out. But I would have definitely liked some helping hands to tell me, you know, it's this website. Yeah. Thank you. That's all I wanted to know. I could figure out from there, you know, so that's what I'm saying. Like, people had questions, let me know. Like, I had to do my research, and it kind of sucks, and it kind of takes away. It's intimidating. It kind of makes you feel like, maybe I shouldn't do this, because it seems hard. It almost seems impossible. But if you put all that aside, and if it's something that you feel like you want or you need inside your heart of hearts, then just do it. Just show up. You know what? You might have to read all those things, but that's your work. That's you putting in the work for yourself. Like, you need to show up for yourself. And that's essentially what it is. I have people behind me, my support system, like pushing me, like, well, do it. You know, and I'm like, yes. So I'm like, push me. I mean, I don't know how they do it, but it's a lot of reading. I had to like look online, and if you go onto like the IRS and the state sites, and there's just so much legal jargon, you're just like, right. This is applying to me. This is not applying to me. This is like, you know, but if you have a friend in the system or a checklist, there's lots of checklists that are the same thing, but those have helped me as well. There has been great people on social media that I started meeting, and that's what you got to do. Thank you, Andy. I do have to throw this out to you, because you started having your social mixers. Oh, and I'm not big. I wasn't big on social media. You'll see from my Instagram feed on on my business. I get started in 2019 when I think I started in June. So it's going to be a year that I'm going to be launching my official website.
There you go.
1 year anniversary.
Perfect time.
But I was not on there as much. There wasn't as much content, and I didn't have followers, and I didn't know where to start. And once again, I was like reading and watching all these videos and these stories, and that's what you got to do. But if you had a social mixer, and I was like, I'm gonna hop on. And I did, and it was so much fun. But through you, I met so many other people. And if you look at the time from then to now, which was only like 2 months ago, 3 months ago, you know, it kind of like, and I already had these dates in mind. They just kind of all played in together. You know, it just kind of leading me on my path of where I wanted to be.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I started meeting these people. I met Andy, and then I met Chris, who has the Building Better Brands.
Yes.
I met the Jasmine Star. She has on there like her branding resource guides and stuff like that. And they were all, and a business mom. She's a great support. Like, she's good at helping you, like, motivate you. And they all do it, like, for this saying and motivating people in their troubles. But it helped because they actually pinpoint things. They weren't like the other ones who were just like, well, it's here and you want to know this, but then never give it to you.
Yeah,
you know, so it's kind of hard unless you know somebody who has business, unless you know somebody who's gone through it. You don't know, and that's the hassle with it. So it's kind of like a no, unless you're a reader, and I'm not a big reader. Let me tell you, so
me neither.
It took a lot, you know. And I like to stay busy, so if I'm not interested in something, I will read the next one and just be like, you know. But you need to finish, you know. And it's kind of the point. I think that it is why they do those, is to be like, well, if you can sit and read this whole thing and stay through this long time, then you deserve to get it at the end, you know. And it's kind of like with life, you got to push. And with your work ethic, you got to do it. You got to show up, because then you're going to get what you want. Yeah. In the end. So
absolutely. Good for you. You know, I'm going to have one of those again. You just kind of.
You should. I love them. I have fun on there. I always have a group, guys. Join us.
Yeah, I think I'll try to do one this Saturday. What's that?
I said I love promoting for you.
Yeah, thank you. You're awesome. And I think I will have it maybe this Saturday, ladies and gentlemen. Stay tuned for the 90s Galore Profile Pod social virtual mixer.
So that means it's going down.
That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking to Rachel Loera of PenelopeRay'sBoutique.com. She's telling us all about her business, her story, how she's gotten to where how she was able to launch her website. Yeah. Ray, so right now, Ray, where you stand, do you ever see yourself going back to a quote unquote 9-to-5 job, or I mean, are you fully committed to staying self-employed and just going full bore on your goal? Well, that's kind of, I know you are.
I want to go.
Is this going to come back to a side hustle type of thing for you?
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately for this pandemic, like, it kind of put a damper and stopped on a few of those things, like having my actual physical store, So
right.
I will, though. It's in my goals in my planner, so that means it's gonna happen. And
Sweet.
That's another thing. So if you don't have a planner, get one. I live by it. It doesn't work for everybody. Put it in your phone. Put it on a sticky note. Put it on your mirror, your car, set your alarm every day, so that, because when you visualize it, visualize it and you see it and you repeat it every day, it's going to happen. It just makes you that more driven for your goals and your plans. So that aside, side note, but I do have it on there, just like I did with our planner. Like, I put you on there for Profile Pod TV, and it's happening. Yep. So I'm putting the mixer on there, but yeah, I do have on there for my goals, and I'll share with you guys my next month's goal too on my Instagram. So that way you can see those come to life. But yeah, a store is definitely in the works. I would love a physical store to have present. I like being I love participating and being there and taking part in it all. I don't want to have a store and have people there. Do I want a day off? Yeah, I'll probably have my nieces there. So if I want it family driven where I can hand it down to one of them one day.
Absolutely.
But I'm working toward that, so that will happen. I do want that, and along with everything else that's happening, but I do want it to all stay within the Penelope Ray's boutique umbrella right now.
For sure.
Who knows? Later, it'll probably be all these different ones, but yes.
So yeah. So you don't think you'll ever go back to a regular job? Like,
I will. Okay, so I'm a worker, but I will if it like worst comes to worst, and we need to, and I need to get out there, then I will.
You prefer not to.
This is my baby.
Yes. Yeah.
I prefer not to. This is my baby, and I'll do what I can to make this work. I need to show up for myself in order to get that working.
Right. No, that's great. I think, I was going to ask you, do you see yourself having a brick and mortar, like a physical store? That you said yes, so that's in the plans. That's a goal. That's great. I think you could do that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Obviously it takes time, right? We're all shooting, working towards a goal, but I think we were talking about this recently on this show, where continuous incremental improvement, right? Continuous incremental growth. I think that's key, because Lord knows we all want to get to point A to point Z, like right away, right? But we have to go through the process. For some of us, it takes longer. For some of us, it takes less time. I hope that you get there sooner than later, of course. And but I think that's great. I can totally see you running your own store one day, brick and mortar.
Thank you.
Yeah, and like you said, I leave it to like you said, grow it to a certain point where you can have your leave it to your family and just. But I think that's great. Rachel. I totally see you as a person who's highly motivated, goal oriented. You're just making things happen. I think that's part of it. You're welcome. You did a great, and you're such a great, you did so. Even marketing this episode today, you were marketing, you were promoting, and pushing it. I was like, oh man, this is I couldn't keep up with you.
I was amazing my profile. I took off mine to put yours.
Yes, I know. Thank you so much. That was awesome. I saw that, and I'm so grateful for what you did. But that's an example of who you are, though. That's just your character is shining through, and you're making things happen. That's what it takes. And keep doing what you're doing, Ray. You know what I mean?
Thank you, and I will keep having those social mixers, because I will participate, and I will be joining, and all those who have little ones, I do. That's what I have on my boutique right now. So if you have, I know you have little ones, so I need to send you have older ones, your little girl, some Haribo, so you can start promoting for me.
Yes, I'm serious. Yeah, I have
cute headbands, tutus. You guys did not see them on the soft launch, but when the official website gets launched, when we launch it officially in June, it will showcase all of those. I have crib shoes, onesies, and I hand make some of those. Some of those are custom made, tutus, hair bows, headbands, all sorts of things for kids. I even have suspenders for little boys, and
that's awesome.
Bloomers. A lot of people love those for the little ones, and they're super cute, so they're little bottoms. But yeah, I have all of those items and more, and I will be having those on the Instagram as well to kind of promote them and then show you, and then have sales with those. Oh, and subscribe. So when my website comes up, subscribe. I'm not going to bombard you. I am going to send out once a month a newsletter that's going to go out. You did, but that's so you'll get my June. I'm telling everybody else out there to subscribe.
I'm already set. I'm set. I wasn't gonna.
So I'm gonna send out once a month.
Let you yell me.
Newsletters about my journey, about the boutique, and everything else that has place in it. And it also will have the upcoming sales for the month. So then you'll kind of know, like, oh, I don't get paid this week, but you know what? Next week I'm on that one. So that's a plus side to subscribing. You'll have those insights.
The insights,
on
yeah.
those as well. Yeah.
Can't wait. I can't wait. So Ray, what's your where do you see yourself in, let's call it 1 to 3 years? Where do you see yourself?
I see a lot more. I see my business taking off, especially in the special events area. I think my boutique will be okay. I think I'll grow into boys and girls appeal. And that will be in a store that I'll be able to visit and be hands-on with. But I see my events, my special events growing, whether that's parties, hosting or doing party supplies. I really want to see that, kick off, because like I said, I like sharing people stories or what they want in life. I see that coming more to light with a crew under me, and not just like me and my mom or me and my niece help you,
a full
make
staff.
that.
A full staff.
Yeah, I want my staff, and they may be part of that, but I will be having employees beneath me, so I could delegate those business stresses for them to do.
Yeah. No, right. I got you.
I don't mind telling people what to do. So.
No, hey, I was gonna say, so will your event planning piece of your business, will that be featured on your website as well, on Penelope Ray's Boutique?
Yes, it's actually going to be the first category on there. So I'm going to take down all the items listed, and they're going to be under categories now. So I decided to do that, so it showcases a little bit of everything belonging to Penelope Ray's Boutique, what started me off in the first place. So It's going to have the special events, and when you go in there, it will show some of the events that I've done. And then we could have consultations and price range and party supplies, because they're all one-off basis. Nothing is the same as the last. I do have hourly rates, but depending on what people want, it may vary. So all that will be listed in there. But I do as well do reasonable prices as well, because that's, especially during these times, is what you want. But you still want everything for that price, so.
Right. No, I'm looking forward to seeing where you take your business, Rachel. I'm definitely going to be, purchasing some items here soon for my little girls. And ladies and gentlemen, you should too. Support Rachel and Penelope Ray's Boutique.com. Support small business. That's right. So yeah, Rachel, I like I said, I can't wait to see where you go. And before we wrap things up, I wanted to ask you if you could tell the good people, plug where, your website, plug your Instagram. Where can they find Miss Rachel Loera?
Well, you guys can find me on Instagram. It's all one word, at Penelope Ray's Boutique. We'll have it, or hopefully he has a link to me on your site.
I'll put it up.
So you can find me on Instagram under one word. It's same with my website. It's www.penelopeRay'sBoutique.com. It's also, if you see on my Instagram, I will have the links driven to there. So that way you could just go on there and select it. I do come up on Google too. So I didn't have to pay to get those slots. So it's just about putting your work out there. It is. It really is. So you can find me on there. My website is down right now until June. And then I'll have it up a week prior for those people who want to subscribe. And then it will officially launch or go off on June 23rd.
June 23rd. Oh, my God. Okay.
June 23rd.
And what is that? What day of the week is that?
I actually don't even know. I should know that.
I'll look it up.
You know what? Like I said, I have dates. It's a Tuesday. It's a Tuesday.
Yeah.
So, I can do it for the day of the week. I do things based off certain dates because they hold dear to me, like that date. Like the soft launch was my birthday. I was just like, if you're going to do it now. But it gave me, having dates and having things noted in my planner gives me something to look forward to. It keeps me accountable, So like, it's going to happen. You got to do it all before then, and get it in. So you need to show up, like I keep saying, show up for yourself. And I'm showing up for me and to get it done and for all of you.
Absolutely.
So the 23rd is actually my grandmother's birthday. So, awesome. And everyone who knows her, I called her midget. She was little, but she was my midget, and she was very, very, very close to me. She's my mother's mother, and she was like our second parent, you know. So I'm launching it on her birthday.
That's awesome. You couldn't have a better date to launch it, right?
Yeah.
Than Grandma's birthday. That's awesome. No,
yeah.
Well, I can't wait, Rachel. I can't wait. This is I'm like, gosh, just feel like I want to tell you, just launch it already. Just like
I kind of do, but I need to get like I know working on all this, because let me tell you, during my soft launch, the first like week and I started having sales, there was no tax and no shipping on it, and I'm like, like how do
really?
So all those little things you got to get out. I'm like, well, you know, we got extra discounts, yay, for those who took advantage of it and didn't realize it.
Yeah.
Know,
there you go.
It's those little things that you got to work out, or like even the receipts, like the emails that you get that show you your items are being processed or shipped. Like those got to be made pretty, you know? So those are things that people behind the scenes you don't see. You got to get the shipping rate. You got to physically put those items in there and the variations. It's a lot of work. And it's like, it's my baby, so I'm trying to take care of her right, you know, and get everything in there so that way you can all see the best parts of her. So
well, Ray, I thank you so much for taking the time to appear on Profile Pod TV. I wish you nothing but success after success after success. And ladies and gentlemen, make sure you tune in. Check out Rachel on her Instagram. Check out the website. June 23rd, again, is the big date, the big launch date. And, you know, we are chomping at the bit. I know I can't wait. So I'll do the best I can to promote your website. And thank you for promoting.
Just replay everything.
Yeah, exactly. So I want to thank everybody for being here to see Rachel, to listen in on her exciting new business, her website, and her story. And again, hit her up on Instagram. If you have any other questions on her, she's an entrepreneur.
I'm an open book. You can ask me. I will share. If I don't know, I'll try to figure it out too, because it's a learning process for me as well.
Yeah, exactly. There's not many people like Rachel with a big heart. She's giving, she's generous, and she's willing to, like she just said, she's willing to help you out, get your thing going, get your start. And again, you know, we need more people like Rachel. So,
thank you, Andy. I appreciate you.
Oh, of course.
And all your work too.
So. Thank you. No, I appreciate that. And give my best to your family and everybody. Loera family.
Too. Everyone, I said hi.
I will. They're going to be watching this. So, and then, you know, BB and I are going to go reminisce about the. I want to know whose fault that was. You know, the accident.
No, it wasn't my fault. He probably called me. We were like best friends during that time, I believe. Like we've had a very like love-hate friendship. Like we met going into high school, like our 8th grade, I think our orientation. Yeah. And then I think after high school we became really close, because I remember he called me and told me about Christina. I was like,
oh my
so
goodness.
excited for them. I mean, I love her too. Like it's just like yeah, we're like really good friends at a point. So I mean, he will always be like one of my still lifelong friends. Like one of those friends, like, you know, you see them and you could just pick up right where you left off on. So,
absolutely.
But I don't know who was with us, and I do. I'm going to say it was his idea.
well, there's always two sides to every story, right?
Well, in this case, 5.
Yeah. Get it.
They're all going to say me because I was driving.
Anyways, you know,
borrowing your parents' car, guys. Don't do it.
Don't do it. I by the way, when I was 13, I took a car and a cop pulled me over. It was stupid. Maybe I'll get into it next time, but I was 13 years old, believe it or not. I had to go see the judge. And,
hear this.
Yeah. Jeez, man. Huh? Yeah, maybe Saturday. Yeah.
Saturday, you can tell us your story.
Exactly. Rachel, thanks again for being here so much. I really, really appreciate you. So thank you. Okay. And we'll see you soon.
Thank you for having me. Thank you, everybody, for joining.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, there you have Rachel Loera of PenelopeRay'sBoutique.com. As for myself, I want to thank everybody for tuning in to Profile Pod TV and listening in. If you're not watching the live, you're watching the replay, thank you so much for watching and listening in. We will post this on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, Anchor, Stitcher, all the platforms. So thank you for listening to the podcast. This will become a simulcast when we do that. So again, if you want to be featured on Profile Pod TV, don't forget to DM me or shoot me an email at Profile Pod TV on Instagram. Subscribe to this. Subscribe. I always want to remind everybody to subscribe to Profile Pod TV, this YouTube channel, and subscribe to the podcast 90s Galore. And drop us a review. Give me the 5 stars. You know all the good stuff. So, what am I missing? What am I forgetting, Rachel? Anything?
I don't know, but you got my 5 stars, and I'll forward it to everybody and force them to subscribe as well.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, follow. That's right. Follow Penelope Ray's Boutique at Penelope's Ray's Boutique Instagram.
Yes.
Follow us at Profile Pod TV. Follow us at 90s Galore on Instagram. And so, again, thank you guys for being here. I will see you next week on another episode of Profile Pod TV. All right. As for Rachel Loera and myself, Andy Anatomical, we will see you. And always remember to take it easy. Thanks, Rachel.